Hey Gemini, what's up gang? I hope everybody is well. So we're going to go ahead and do part 2 of my deck collection, which is the Oracle decks. This is going to be a very, well, probably not a very long video, but it will be longer. Probably the longest out of all of this for this series. If that's something that interests you, stick around. Gemini, if you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Jessica. Please take a look at my description box because that's going to have any information that you would need to know. And yes, this is a Gemini channel. However, if you vibe, you tribe, so go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Gemini, if you are returning, welcome back. I hope that you're well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. I do hope that you're doing what's best for you. Thank you for all the love, all the support. Gemini, thank you for all the good vibes. It really does mean the world, okay? So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to do the walk of shame several times in this video, okay? Number one, because there's some, particularly these ones right here, that I don't have cases for anymore and I can't remember the name. And then also, you're going to hear me say I've never used this quite a few times. And then you're also going to hear me say I got this from Shein. Now, when you get decks off of Shein, most often not, they're going to be dupes or knockoffs. I like to buy knockoff decks. Now, I know that that's controversial and that's not for everybody. If I really vibe with the deck, I will buy the actual deck and spend the money. But decks can be very expensive. I mean, for example, this color Mage deck was like over $100 including shipping. I think the deck alone was $80, and this is the actual real deck. But that's it. I think this is the most expensive deck that I own. Okay, but yeah, so decks can be very expensive. So if I don't vibe with the energy, I don't want to spend the money on it, you know. So I like to try them out first, and then we'll see. Okay, so that's just what that is. You guys do you, I'll do me. Okay, let's get started. And let's go ahead and start with the color Mage since we have it in my hand. This is an awesome deck. I love this deck. I could do readings with just this deck. The colors give me so many messages. I seem to be a very intuitive reader. So I like to look at just pictures with no words. I can look at colors, I can look at animals, and I will get messages. And often I find that I'm better at channeling than actually reading the tarot. So yeah, I love this deck. It has so many cards. I think it has 110, probably more, guys. It probably has more than that. But yeah, this is just a really good deck, and it's made to order. So if you order it online, you will be waiting a while. You can only get it from like the website, so you have to like Google the color Mage, M-A-G-E, if you want this deck. And yeah, I waited I think like 3 or 4 weeks for this deck. So it's an amazing deck. I love this so much, and we have seen this on the channel many times. It's a fan favorite. You can tell because it's very much starting to fade. I don't know if you can see that, but around the edges, it's definitely loved, okay? We're gonna go ahead and just do the decks that don't have cases. This is why not. I don't know what this deck is called, but I do use this deck, okay? And it's just affirmations like, I am a light in the world, abundance is a state of mind, living purpose brings prosperity, okay? It's just different affirmations. I don't use it very often, but I do use it. I tend to use it sometimes in personal readings just to give people a little message from spirit at the end of their reading. It's a nice deck. I like it, you know, but like I said, I don't have a case for that one. I did get that one off of Shein. Okay, this is another one I got off of Shein. I don't have a case for this one, but I do like this deck. It's an animal deck. If I find animal decks, I tend to buy them just because I'm drawn to animals naturally. So we have seen this deck a couple times. And you know, sometimes I need to go back because I did say in the beginning that I will buy the actual deck if I vibe with it. That's not always the case though. I like these smaller decks, and the dupes tend to come with a smaller deck. And they fit in my hand better. So like this one, I do vibe with this deck, but I didn't buy the original because it's bigger cards. Okay, so I'm sorry, I don't know what this is called. I want you guys to be able to look up these decks or request these decks, you know, when you see them. Most of them have the cases. It's just right here that doesn't. Okay, But yes, it has like different messages, of course. And I just love this deck. I love any animal deck. I'm really into animal decks. Okay, let's keep this moving like Susan, because I don't want to get distracted here. Okay. I have a little caddy over here that I keep a lot of my decks in that I'm just gonna grab, you know, the ones I'm naturally attracted to. And so I'm putting it back in there. Okay, another one. Don't know what this is called, sorry, but this is the actual deck. This is not a dupe. And this has been seen on the channel a lot, okay? I use this deck quite a bit. And yeah, this is just a really good deck. I like decks that have shadow and light messages. I don't think that life is only about sunshine and rainbows, and it's not just about darkness and tornadoes, you know? Life is a mixture. So yeah, but you guys are used to this deck. You have seen this deck. So let's move on, because we have a lot to get through. And I want you guys to see some of the decks that you don't normally get to see on the channel. Okay, and like I said, if you want to request some, you can. Hold on, guys, I have a mess over here. It's a complete fucking mess of decks. Okay, this is a dupe. I did not get this off of Shein. I forget where I got this. This is a dupe because this is Doreen Virtue's Romance Angels. If you know anything about Doreen Virtue, she does not do spiritual stuff anymore. She is a born-again Christian, and then she is basically rebuking any kind of energy from her past. Except, you know what, Jessica? Don't say it, okay? I'm not gonna say it, but I was gonna make a really snarky remark. But I'm gonna leave that be, because you know what? We all gotta do ourselves in this life, and she can do her. But anyways, she doesn't make this deck anymore. So this is like, unless you buy it for like 50, 60, even $100 on eBay, you're not really gonna find this actual deck. At least when I was searching for it, I wasn't able to find it. This is a favorite though. I really do like Doreen Virtue's decks. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna cut you slack, sis, because I really do like her decks. And this one, you know, it's not as hard hitting as my romance oracle that I have that I made, but this does get the job done, and this is a favorite for many, many readers all over the world, okay? It doesn't have a case. Case is long gone, fell apart, but it is a dupe. So there you go. My best friend has the actual deck of that, okay? This is another Doreen Virtue deck. This is the actual deck. My best friend got this for me. This is like the first oracle deck that I've ever had, I was ever given. And this is the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins. This deck has been loved and used a lot, which is why it's hard to shuffle, okay? But we've seen this quite recently on the channel more and more because I've just fell in love with it. Look, Divine Magic and Waves of Prosperity. Yes, Lord, right as soon as we open the deck, okay? But yeah, I just really like this deck. It has really good messages in it. Doreen Virtue did kind of give fluffy decks when she was creating them. Like, there's not like a lot of brimstone and fire and all of that, but you know, we all got to play our role, right? So this is from Kim Kranz, and this is the Wild Unknown Archetypes. This is the same author of the Wild Unknown Spirit deck, the animal deck that I use all the time in my readings, that I pull power animals from and I read from the book. This is the same author. Now, I don't use this deck very often, okay? I actually bought this deck from my best friend. Not this exact deck, but this deck I bought for my best friend for Christmas one time. I don't know why I don't vibe with this deck. I don't know, okay? I just don't. Maybe I should try to start using it and seeing if maybe it's different now. But it just, I find it to be big and bulky, you know, and I don't know, guys. It's a beautiful deck. She is an amazing artist. She truly is. But I don't know. I don't know why I don't vibe with this deck, but I just don't. But you know, when you're a collector, right? When you collect decks, it's like it's good to have in your collection, you know, and if on the off chance I want to pull from it, I have it, you know. We're gonna stack these over here because if I stack them back, they're just gonna be in the way. This was, I don't know, this isn't even considered a oracle deck. I mean, maybe it is. It's empowerment cards. I got it from Marshall's, $5.99, okay? And it's just 50, it says 50 sassy quotes to get you up and ready to slay another day. I never use this deck. I don't, okay? But it's, again, just affirmations. Don't count the days, make the days count. You do not wake up today to be mediocre. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. Never apologize for being a powerful woman. My only competitor is the person I was yesterday. It's got a good saying, shit. When someone says you can't do it twice and take pictures. I like that one. Know your worth. I mean, it's got good messages, but it's not wowing me. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I bought it, you know? Okay. Tea leaf. And I wanted to have these in the boxes so you could see the packaging of everything, because some of these decks have amazing packaging. Okay, so the tea leaf fortune cards. We see this all the time. Okay, this is one of the most loved decks on this channel by me. I use this deck constantly. If I need versatile messages, if I need to get information, this deck has tons of information. And I actually didn't put all the cards in here. I thought that I had. But this is this deck, guys. And somebody had asked me in my comments, how come mine had more messages on it? That's because I wrote on the deck. Just channeled messages that came to mind. Guys, you can do that. You can do whatever the fuck you want. What's the deck police gonna bust down your door? Excuse me, ma'am. Okay, that's against the law. No, this is your deck. Once you bought it, it's yours. So if you want to write channel messages on your deck to give you more messages, do it. No one's stopping you, okay? It comes with a very thick guidebook that I've never read. You know, this thing brand new. I don't even look in guidebooks. Very rarely do I look in guidebooks, but packaging is supreme on here. Oh Lord. We really like the packaging. It's just amazing. This is something I feel like all readers should have, this deck, because of just the wealth of information that you can get. It has an equal amount of shadow and light messages. This deck has some shadow messages that will hit hard, like you cringe, like you do not want to see that card, which I love in a deck, because life is not all just, you know, happy times, guys. I don't know how many times I gotta say that. All right, last one that we have on my desk is the Mystic Martian Oracle. This is a fan fave. This is one I bought straight off the get. I did not even buy the dupe because I knew I was gonna like this deck. I just had a feeling, okay? This is by Lisa Porter. I'm gonna try to say the author's names, guys, but you can go buy this and find out all the information you need, okay? But this is a favorite on the channel. I've been using it more and more, you know, but I use this a lot for personal readings, okay? People request this for their personal readings sometimes. Love the artwork here. If you are connected to aliens or starseed origin or anything like that, you will really like this deck. This is another deck that I suggest that readers get, just because it's got so much in the artwork. Like, so much, you know? If you're an intuitive reader like me, you can look at a picture and see so much more than just what the words are telling you. So yeah, this is an amazing deck. Another guidebook, I don't even think I've even opened this guidebook, but it does have everything you need to know if you're into reading the guidebooks. Some people do. Some people like to read the guidebooks, okay? So we all gotta do what we all gotta do. All right, let's do this now, okay? All right. This one's right here, so this is a favorite, okay? This is, oh man, it's hard. It's so hard to say what my favorite deck is, guys, but it's between this Animal Spirit, for Oracle, it's between this Animal Spirit and this one, okay? But you see this deck all the time. Damn near every reading, you guys see this. I love the artwork on this deck. This is amazing. I mean, I fell in love with this. It was love at first sight, guys. It was definitely love at first sight when I saw this deck. And I've got to get the original, the main box, because this is not all the packaging. This is not it. But this is what it looks like, okay? Very shiny. I don't know if you can see that. It's like pearly or rainbowish. Hold on. Let me get it. It's right here. Okay, look at this. I mean, this is crazy. It's all dirty from when I smudge and I touch it. It's got like charcoal fingerprints. Oh Lord, I don't think I can get this out of the box. My son drew on it. I'm like, oh, blasphemy, okay? So this is the packaging. I mean, look at this. It shows you how much I actually put this deck away. I never put this away. May you always be on your inner quest. I like that. Yeah, it comes like this, basically. Comes in there. And of course, right? This is not the end of it. And this is why I was like amazed when I bought this deck. I was like, holy crap, that is freaking awesome. And you know, it comes with the guidebook. And guidebook is very worn and dirty and used. And you know, sometimes I don't even pull out the cards. I'll just flip to a card, right? An animal. It comes like that. So that is the complete packaging of this deck. It's amazing. I'm not going to, oops, I'm like chaotic. This is a fucking chaotic video, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, we're rolling with it though. I'm gonna put this back because I'm not gonna put this deck away. Obviously, we'll probably use it in the very next reading. So there you go. Let me tuck this back in its spot because I have a lot of decks. Holy shit, this is shameful, y'all. Oh Lord, stuff's falling. This is shameful. Okay? All right, let's do this one next. We have the Animal Apothecary deck by Cara Elizabeth. So for those of you that wonder what this deck is, okay, this is another one I bought right out because I knew that I was gonna like it. Another guidebook I have not even opened. It's crisp, okay? It's never been used, but look at that. She wrote a lot, you know? Like for each one, Woodpecker Opportunity, like it tells you a lot about the card. So, you know, this is a fan favorite. Y'all love this deck. I love this deck. I've gotten a lot of comments about people who have went out and bought this deck after they see it. This is another one that I encourage readers to get because it is just awesome. I mean, the messages are endless when you look at the pictures, okay? So that is a big favorite of mine. Oh man, it's so hard between those two decks. Which one is my favorite? I just don't even know. It's very hard. Dare I say they're tied, okay? Okay, this is one I do not use. This is from Sheen. This is the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck by Amanda Lovelace, or Lovelace. I never use this deck. Never. Not even in personal readings. I don't know, guys. I just don't really vibe with it, you know? Universe, we're all just, oh, I'm trying to get where there's no glare. Universe, we're all just stardust. The Tower. Confidence. The Gray. I don't know. I just don't, I don't know. I'm not going to say I don't like the deck because that sounds rude. It's just something that I don't really use. You know? So maybe I'll try to use it. Okay? Maybe I'll try to use it and I could get a newfound love for this deck. But yeah, just, it's alright, you know? Another one that I really don't use, but I do actually like this deck. This is from Carolyn Mice, or Miss, however you say that. I think it's Mice. This is the Archetype cards. A lot of readers use this deck. I've seen quite a few readers use this. And I've used it before. Again, another unused guidebook. But I don't know. You know? It hasn't been something that I've really just naturally felt attracted to reach for. But a lot of people do love this deck. So, you know, and this is good for if you're trying to find out the personality of a person. You know, maybe you want to find out the personality of your next soulmate, or, you know, personality of whoever, right? Your boss at work, you want to know about them. It's like you can pull this deck, okay? She took a lot of time and effort to put into this deck, so it's not a bad deck. It's not like I don't like it. It's just, it's not one of my favorites. I don't feel naturally attracted. Okay. Next, we have the Green Witch Oracle. This is by Sherilyn Darcy. I really like this deck. I don't use it as often as I should, I guess, for how much I like it. I really just like the artwork. Comes with a nice little guidebook, okay? What I like about this deck is it's like flowers and fruits and veggies and just natural stuff. And it's got the Zodiac sign on pretty much every single card. It's got a number, and then it just tells you just the name, like, so gratitude, with the pink rose, regeneration with tarragon, victory, okay? We have cucumber, which is emotion, healing, which is the geranium. I can go on and on. I really do like this deck. I just don't use it as much as I guess I should. Damn, y'all, I feel like this is like, these are my confessions, right? Doing this video, like, damn. Okay. I promise I'm not even really a hoarder. If you saw my house, I think decks are like the only thing I hoard. Okay, let's keep this thing rolling, okay? So we have by MJ Cullinane. However you pronounce that. This is the Urban Crow. We saw this recently with the confirmation reading that I did. This is not a bad deck, okay? And if you're into crows, I would suggest getting this deck because it's pretty awesome, which is why I got it, because I do like birds, okay? So I got this deck, but it's not one that I'm attracted to a lot. Like, I don't go, oh, I'm gonna read from the Urban Crow. Like, I don't get excited about it, you know? Another untouched guidebook. This is crispy. It's brand new looking, which you can tell I don't really use it that often, you know? But it's nice, like balance, okay? Communication, play. Hope you guys can see this without a glare. Wrath, exposed. I don't know. Maybe I should pick this deck up more, but I'm not naturally drawn to it. I also find this to be a more shadowy deck, to be honest with you. Like, it has a lot of shadow messages and the imagery is kind of dark, which makes me, because I read off of colors and stuff. So if it's bright, you know, light colors, I get more positive messages. If it's darker, then my mind naturally goes to like darker messages. So I think that's one reason why I don't pick that up a lot. So this says Love Tarot. This is not a tarot deck, okay? Fake news. I don't know how to pronounce this person's name. Maybe some of you guys do. I'm not going to try because I don't want to offend nobody, but that is how you, I'm guessing, how you pronounce that. But this is a favorite. I really do like this deck for when I do love readings. You guys know, you've seen this a couple times. This is just messages. Messages from your soulmate. That's why I'm like, why did you say it's a tarot? It's not a tarot, it's an oracle, right? It's okay to be an oracle. You know, be you. Don't try to be a tarot. You're not a tarot. But this is a good deck regardless, and I use this a lot in my personal readings because low-key, y'all, I don't know why y'all come to me for love reading shit. I don't really do readings like that, but I get a lot of people that come to me for love readings, and they love them. They love my realness and how I don't mince words. You want to know what's going on? You want to know how they feel? You want to know what they're up to? I'll let you know. Shit, you know? Anyways, no, that is a tarot deck, so that's for the next video. Okay, let's just pull some of these out. Here's where we go into the a little bit of the walk of shame because there's a lot of Sheen decks about to pop out, okay? This is the Kipper deck. A lot of readers like this deck. I think the reason why I got some of the decks that I got was because a lot of readers use them, and I wasn't sure, you know. Before I got onto YouTube, all I really read from was tarot. I didn't really even read from oracle decks, you know? And so it was kind of like lost in the sea of so many options. So I kind of gravitated towards what some of my favorite readers would use, you know? This is a deck that I don't mind this deck. The art is great. The messages are fine. It's just not one I vibe with. It's not one that I naturally gravitate towards. Like, I'm not like, oh, I want to read the Kipper deck. But this is from Cairo Marchetti. I think that's how you pronounce their name. Guidebook, okay? And you can tell I don't really use this deck. It's a little worn because I think I used it more when I first got it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel drawn to this. You know, I just don't. It's not something that I feel drawn to. But again, a lot of readers really like this deck. So that's one that I hardly ever use, to be honest with you. Okay. This is Anatomy of a Witch Oracle by Laura Zakroff. And this is from Sheen. I don't think I've ever used this deck on camera or even in a personal, to be honest. Okay, let me see if you guys can see it without the glare. Witch bones, new moon, experience, align, earth, equinox, birth. I mean, it's not bad, and I do like the illustrations of this deck. It's, you know, I don't know, it's very earthy and just natural. I don't know. You know, I guess when you have so many oracle decks, you just naturally go towards the ones that you like, and it's just not like, you know, oh, let's use this one, you know. But it's not a bad deck, you know, and if you like the illustrations, if you like this, then I would suggest getting it. Yeah, I don't know. Just something I don't really gravitate towards. Okay, we're gonna stack these all over here and we'll just put everything back when we're done. This is the Language of Flowers Oracle by Sherilyn Darcy, and this was a Sheen deck. Okay. And this is another deck that I just really don't use. I don't really gravitate towards this deck. Success, it has numbers and the just word and then whatever the flower is. So the card number 38, success, jasmine. Card number 34, purpose, poinsettia. Okay, just has healing. What is that? Connection, power, fertility, cleansing, detachment, strength. It's just a standard oracle deck. You know, I find that sometimes, and that's why I really do like to go towards decks that are unique. They're different. You know what I mean? They have messages that I don't really see very often, because some of these decks can get rather, no offense to any of the artists, because I appreciate the time and effort that they put into them, but some of them can get a little redundant. You know, like you can find decks that say love, creation, compassion, hope, memory, on anything. Now, I guess if you are really into flowers, then yes, this would be an awesome deck for you, because it's like, oh, each flower has a different meaning, right? So if you were really into those, then yeah. But for me, it's like I have other decks that I like more that say the exact same thing. So just one that I don't gravitate towards. This is Happy Little Things. Just this once, let's forget the bad things. It's just a rambling deck. It is a oracle deck, and this is from Sheen. And who created this? It doesn't have an author's name on it. Even the dupes usually have the author's name, so that's weird that it doesn't have their name on there, okay? To me. But yeah, I've never used this deck. Never used it. Not here, anywhere, personal readings, my readings that I do for myself, never. Never, never, ever. Okay? Message from a friend, smelling a flower, a book or a game, laughing out loud, it's Friday, warm socks, cookies, cats and dogs, it tickles. Something new, the smell after the rain, running kids, time for myself. You know, I don't know why I don't use this deck, because I could see some messages already just looking through it, but it's just not one that I gravitate towards. Plus this deck is so small, it gets hidden, you know, it gets lost in the fucking sauce. You know, you gotta stand out, you gotta be big, gotta be bulky so I can see you. This is another Sheen deck, y'all, and this is Synchronicity oracle deck, and it is designed by Kathy Nichols. It says this is one that I really just don't like. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I saw the pictures of it, I thought, ooh, I'm gonna like that because of all the colors, but actually I just don't gravitate towards this. Okay, so healing, it says begin to think of fresh air and sunshine. It says held, trust, home, wildness, imagination, in tune, winter, incantation, intuition, wisdom, journey, right? It's just got different, you know, prince, leader. Some of y'all might really like this. I just don't know. I don't gravitate towards this. I don't know why I don't, but I just don't. Shaman, child, I don't know, guys. I feel like I'm a bad person right now, but I just don't like the deck. I don't know. It's just not one of my favorites. Okay, this is another deck. This is the actual deck. Very rare are you going to get dupes off of Shein in a tin. So this is for real. This is the real deck by Edmund Sabrowski. I think that's how you pronounce that. This is the Pixies Astounding Lenormand. So this person, I think, created a couple of the Lenormand decks. I'm pretty sure. Maybe not though, because this one has different authors. Whatever. Maybe Lenormand is just like a series that people do. Who knows? But anyways, I used to use this deck a lot. I don't reach for it anymore. It's got a booklet that, look. I mean, I've hardly even touched this thing. Okay, so that's the tea. All right, but I just don't. I don't know. I used to use this a lot. For you guys who have been around for a minute, you will remember this, because this was probably one of the first Oracle decks that I got. And yeah, I used to use it a lot more often. I like that it's small. I like that it's compact. It's easy to shuffle for sure, okay? I don't like Roman numerals because I don't really know much past 5, to be honest with you, you know? So Roman numerals, there's like, I don't know what that means, okay? And I'm not trying to learn either. So any deck with Roman numerals, I instantly kind of get turned off by that. It's just preference, guys. That's all. But that is that deck. We have Under the Roses, okay, Lenormand, and I've never used this deck. This is from Shein. And this one actually came with the guidebook. Some of them from Shein just don't come with guidebooks. But yeah, I've never used this. I've looked through it, but I never used it. Every deck that I get goes straight to my altar to charge, okay? And then I do my little saying that I do to actually activate the deck, and then I look through it. So every deck has been blessed. Every deck has had, you know, my saying over it, my blessing over it, and it has sat on my altar to be charged. But that doesn't mean I use them, you know? So this is just the key, the stars, the tree, the mice, the clover, the child, the fish. It's the same kind of like thing like that. And I don't know. I don't know why I don't gravitate towards this. I just don't. The stork, the tree. I don't know. I actually feel like I would be into this. So I don't know why I don't really use this. Maybe because I never see it. Maybe I'll have to use that one, okay, in the upcoming reading. So this is the Wonderful Zodiac Fortune Telling Cards by Ingalls, the greatest fortune teller in the world. Well, that's debatable. You know, but I don't really know this person. This, my best friend got me, I think for my birthday or Christmas or something like that. This is the actual deck. This is how it comes. It's from Amazon like this. And it just has different like wish answer, no. Always doing for others without reward. Your wisdom will be more appreciated later. A false friend, be aware, okay? So this just has different like fortune sayings on it. I just don't really gravitate towards this. Shh, don't tell my best friend, right? Not that she cares, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't really gravitate towards this deck. I find it a little gimmicky, to be honest. So it's okay, guys. All right, let's continue. We have a lot. Whew, okay. So, affirmation cards, and this is by, does it have a name? What's up with them some of them not having the names on them? I don't know who it's by, but this is called the affirmation card. Okay, I like affirmation decks. I don't really use them very often, but sometimes I will pull out affirmation for myself. So today I choose. Today I will only surround myself with people who support me. Today I am energetic. Today I am filled with an incredible energy and enthusiasm to face this beautiful day. Today I am loved. Today I will know in my heart that I deserve love and respect. It's just those kinds of things. I've never used this deck. Never. You know, it's dangerous on Shein because you can get these decks for like literally like $2 each. Like they're cheap. They are cheap. Okay, so y'all are like, damn, she spent a lot of money. Not really. Like collectively like $30 on all of these decks from Shein, y'all. It's when you start spending the big bucks is when you actually get the actual deck off of like Amazon or their website or whatever. We have the Oracle of the Roses. Another deck I really thought I would like. This is by Sherilyn Darcy. I have a lot of her decks, I'm noticing. I thought I would like this because I love roses. It's one of my favorite flowers, if not my favorite flower, to be honest. But I don't know. You know, it's another one that's just basic. Sorry, guys. I had to clear out my throat. The companion, the warrior, the jester, the sensualist, the hero, the father, the storyteller, the pioneer, the loner, the knight. This is like an archetype deck, is what I'm noticing with this. The rescuer. Yeah, this is like the priest. This is like an archetype deck. So, okay, shit, you learn something new every day. You know, if you really like roses, then yes, I would suggest getting this deck because it's beautiful. I mean, look at the artwork. It's very gorgeous, you know. It's got like a Victorian type of vibe, you know, a little cottage in the woods type of vibe. It's just not one that I gravitate towards. However, now that I know that this is an archetype, if I ever need to pull archetypes, I'll probably gravitate towards this more than that archetype cards by Carolyn Miss. Don't tell her, y'all, but I'm just saying, okay? So, Shamanic Healing Oracle cards by Michelle Matuzas. I really thought, this is another one from Sheen, okay? Surprise, surprise. I really thought that I was gonna like this deck, but I just don't. You're gonna hear me say this so much. Like, you know, take a shot every time you hear Jessica say I wasn't attracted to it. I don't gravitate towards it. I just don't. Oh, it's backwards. But past, present, future, grounding, 36, the healing energy. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I just don't gravitate toward it. I thought I was gonna like this deck, but I just don't. You know, it's just okay. Masculine energy, the sun, psychic development. I've never seen a swan for psychic development or for psychic energy, but okay. Again, if you're like a deck collector, which obviously I am, there's no hiding that, guys, okay? I might as well. The jig is up. But if you are into just collecting decks, having it just to have it, then yeah, I mean, it's a nice deck. And some people would really be into that artwork and that's like their vibe and all of that, but for me, no. This has never been opened, so maybe a giveaway could be in the future with this. This is the Doreen Virtue Life Purpose cards. This is another one that you cannot find, okay? I don't think I got this off of Sheen. I'm not really sure though. I may have, but you know, her decks are just hard to find. You can't really find her decks like that, again, unless you go off of like eBay, people who are privately selling them. They are not printed anymore with her name on it. She like went, I don't know what she did. I'm not gonna say because I don't know for sure and I don't want to spread misinformation, but I think she went to court or something where none of her decks will be printed anymore. She's like hardcore against this stuff now, okay? But I got it because I like purpose type of cards. But then I was like, you know what, my Echoes in Time deck that I created on the first deck video that I did kind of is actually more extensive than this, and I don't know, I just never opened it. Never been opened, and I'm not going to. We're not opening it on film because that might get given away. I'm not going to give away any of the decks that I've already opened and touched and all of that stuff, but like unopened decks, yes, I may give some of those away. So this is the Animal Spirit Knowledge cards by Susan Boulette. This I got at one of my first Native American festivals, a powwow that I had went to. I couldn't open it when I was there, and it was an animal deck, and I was like, oh, you know, because you know how I feel about animal decks. But honestly, the reason why you never see this deck, you might have seen it before in like some of my earlier readings. I may have used it a couple times. But it's just not, I don't know. I don't gravitate towards it. I don't like the artwork that much. I feel bad saying that, but I just don't, you know? It doesn't speak to me. Not the way that this one does, you know? If I'm gonna pull an animal deck, it's probably gonna be this one. So it's gonna be hard to top that. If somebody can come up with a deck that tops this, then I will probably go ahead and pull from that. But until then, that is going to be the OG go-to for animal spirit decks. I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's something that it brings back a memory, you know, of, again, because I had fun at the powwow. So it brings back that memory, guys. But it's not something that I would use. Excuse me. And these decks are like leaving flakes of shit everywhere. All right, let's move on. Let's keep it moving like Susan, because believe it or not, we're not done yet. Whew, okay, we're at 40 fucking minutes, okay? So, Animal Spirit Wisdom, another animal deck. This is by Katie Jane Wright. Oh, Lord, have his mercy. Okay, we have, and I have used this a couple times. You have seen this on the channel a couple times. I do like this deck. Again, hard to beat the Animal Spirit Oracle, but this is good, you know? Sometimes when you just want different messages, I do pull from this deck every once in a while. Sometimes for personal readings and stuff like that. So, you guys have seen this. This is off of Sheen. This is not, you know, a legit deck. So we have the Crystal Ball Pocket Oracle by Athene Noctua, and this is the actual deck. I bought this off of Amazon. It comes with a Nito guidebook. It's not like a regular guidebook, it's like a guide pamphlet more, okay? And you guys have seen this when I was doing the yes or no, which I stopped doing because we were getting the same fucking answer every time, and it's like, come on, you know? It gets a little redundant, but yes, this, you guys have seen this deck. You recognize this deck. So if you're looking for this, this is what it is. If you're looking for like a yes or no deck, there you go. So this is another Doreen Virtue deck. Angel Therapy Oracle cards. I hardly ever use it. I have used it before, hardly ever use it. I think I got this off Sheen. You know, I wasn't really into Oracle decks and all that when she was in her prime and pumping these decks out, or I'd probably have the legitimate decks for a lot of her decks. Like my best friend, she has a lot of her original decks because she, you know, has been doing this a lot longer than me. So yeah, but this is, you know, Goddess, express your divine feminine energy, embracing its magical intuition and nourishing qualities. You are a powerful light worker, twin flame, past life issue. You are profoundly clairvoyant. Cut your cords. I don't know. I really do like this deck. I don't know why I don't use it. I think it's another one that got lost in the sauce because it's small. I think that's what that is. But maybe I'll start using that a little bit more. Okay. We're getting there, guys. We are fucking... Oh, Lord. We're kind of getting there. We have a lot still. Okay. These are playing cards. This is not an Oracle deck, but this is just a botanical playing cards. Okay, so we're not even going to look at that. I don't even know why. I guess because I have it with the cards. This is the Island Time Wellness Love Oracle cards. This is the actual deck. This is how it comes. This was hard to find for a while, y'all. This really was. A lot of tarot readers use this deck. A lot of them do. And this was, I could not find this for a minute. I finally found it. And this is just has, you know, seduction, kisses, the chaser. Why is this all backwards and stuff? It's all discombobulated. I don't really use this deck. Oh, Lord. Sunglasses, talking. Okay, yeah. It's just a love oracle deck. It's got a lot of light and shadow messages. So if you want this, again, it's a very popular deck. That is what that looks like. Trying to speed through because we got a lot and this has been a long video already. I knew it would be though. Healing Energy Oracle, clearly a dupe. This is a very popular deck on YouTube for a lot of readers. I don't know why I don't vibe with this deck. I just don't. It's not something that I gravitate towards, but a lot of readers do use this deck. So, the Divine Fruit, Faith, Everything Turns to Light, Courage, Trust. It's got like a little paragraph for each one. If you're into reading, you know, energy and auras and colors, then this is a great deck because of, you know, obvious reasons here. I do like the artwork. I like the look of it. I just don't gravitate towards it for whatever reason. So, I don't know. You know, sometimes it be like that, guys. All right. Let's see what's down here that I need to grab. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Oh no, that's a tarot deck. Hold on, guys. I will be back. That's a tarot deck. Tarot. This is Oracle, and Oracle. Okay. And then after this, oh, we have one more shelf and we're done, guys, okay? With Oracle. Okay. So the affirmators, all right? Love and relationships. I actually really like this deck. I used to use this a lot more than I do now. I never use this deck anymore, but this used to be a favorite on the channel. If you've been around for a while, you remember seeing this deck. I like it because it's like realistic messages about love. It's not like just cutesy, you know, boundaries, resilience, harmony, benefit of the doubt, celebration. It's just, it's nice, you know. It is a nice kind of like down to earth love deck. Because I find that some of them can just be so fucking like woo-woo. And I hate saying that because I know it's like kind of like it's turned into like a derogatory term for spiritualists to be woo-woo. But I do find it to be a little woo-woo. Just a little bit. Some of them. Not that deck. Okay, so Healing Yourself reading cards. This is a deck that I have used before. I think this was given to me. Some of these decks were given to me by subscribers a long time ago. So sorry if you've seen the deck that you gave me and I didn't mention that you gave it to me. I'm sorry. I was at one point I was just given a surplus of decks by people, so but this was given to me by one of my subscribers, and yeah, I've used this deck a couple times. I don't know why I don't pull from this more, but again, it's just one that I don't really gravitate towards. Card number 11, take off your masks. Card number 14, a soulmate, have faith, sadness, sexual arts, beauty, self-love. Again, sometimes oracle decks can kind of get lost in the sauce because there's a million decks that say that exact same thing. So if you're not drawn to the deck and you're not drawn to the artwork and the energy of the deck, it's like, you know, it gets a little redundant with the messages, unfortunately, because, you know, some people really do like that deck. I've seen that deck used quite a few times. We have the Karma cards by Monte Farber. Pretty sure this was given to me by a subscriber as well. I've never even taken this out of this guidebook. It's never even been moved out of the slip thing, okay? Like a virgin, touched for the very first time. And actually, I don't really use these cards that often. And y'all know why. I don't need to say it, right? But these are, it's okay. This is, okay, now I remember. Because I was like, there's got to be a reason. This is like astrology. It's an astrologer's type of deck. Like, if you can read astrology, you will love this deck. I don't know that much about astrology. So when I hear something like the 12th house, I don't know what the 12th house is. I don't know what that means, you know? The 3rd house, I don't know, you know? But this has the planets, it has the houses, the 5th house, it has the Zodiac. So yes, if you are into astrology, these Karma cards, this is a great deck for you. You will really like it. And it has the light, and then in reverse, it has the shadow. Okay? So, yeah. Oh, gotta put it back in its actual, hold on now. Put it back in its case. One day, when I'm gone and I have divvied out my inheritance, one of my kids is going to be so thrilled to get like 382 decks. Oh, I swear. Funny times. Okay, oh, they're right in front of me. So, Alice in Wonderland deck by Lucy Cavendish. I think that's how you say that. I love Alice in Wonderland. I'm not really in love with this deck. Again, a guidebook I've never even looked at. I don't know. It's something about the artwork. I don't like the big eyes. Like the looking like a baby doll, looking like a little child, big eyes with a tiny little mouth. I don't know, there's something about that. It's just weird. It's freaky. It's a little creepy to me. So, you know, and look, she looks like she's lifting up her skirt and she's supposed to be a little girl. Like, I don't like it. I don't know. There's something about this deck that's kind of just... But Alice in Wonderland is actually kind of creepy, you know, if you read the original story. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why some of these are flipped over. Just believe, strange encounters, okay? Investigate, all in the golden afternoon, use your time well, messages for a rabbit. I feel like this actually, this is a good deck. Like, it's not a bad deck. There's something about the artwork that creeps me out, is why I don't use it. But if you like the artwork and you like Alice in Wonderland, that's an awesome deck for you to have, because it does have really good messages and different messages, right? Not just hope, happiness, peace, you know, things like that. It's got like different stuff. So this is the Affirmators. This is the sister deck to the Affirmators Love Oracle that we just saw. And this used to be a channel favorite. If you're an OG around here, you've seen this deck quite a few times. I used to pull this deck for advice and additional messages all the time. Again, what I love about the Affirmators is that it has just down-to-earth messages, you know? It's not woo-woo at all. It's very down to earth. It's for, like, you know, real people in the real world with real problems and real things that are going on. So yeah, got the Leaning Tower of decks over here. Okay, all right, one more shelf. We're almost there, guys. Okay, if you have stuck it out this long, damn, you're a faithful subscriber. I gotta be honest with you, because I probably would have clicked off by now. Okay, so we have the Super Attractors. This is by Gabrielle Bernstein. And I have used this on the deck, or on the channel, quite a few times. Wanting more for others puts me into an energy of abundance. You know, I don't know if you guys noticed, but just me naturally flipping through these oracle cards tonight, we have seen quite a few abundance messages. So that could just be low-key what energy Gemini's in right now. But yeah, I do like this deck. I'm not a huge fan of the artwork, but I do like the messages on here. I choose to be a super attractor and having unwavering faith in the universe. Feeling good will bring me far more than whatever I thought I needed. Yeah, I just really like this. It's kind of like law of manifestation. Affirmations, and that is cool for me. Okay, so we have the Oracle of Mystical Moments. Pretty much the rest of these decks are all decks that have been bought outright. They're not from Shein. By Katrin Wells-Steen. Nice little guidebook. This, oh, man, you know, this is a favorite of a lot of readers. I do like this deck. I do. But there's just something about it that it's hard for me to read it for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I just don't intuitively like connect to it. You know, but I do like it. I like the artwork. It's different, you know. I like different artworks and stuff, and it's got messages and everything, but I don't know. It's not something I gravitate towards, and again, and it's not because of necessarily the artwork. It's just, I don't know. When I look at this, I'm just like, okay, I don't know what it's trying to say to me. So that's why I don't really use this deck, but it is a good one to have like in your collection. Okay, we have Keepers of the Light Oracle cards by Kyle Gray. Here's the tea. Okay, if you're not in the spiritual community like that, okay? Kyle Gray basically replaced Doreen Virtue. It's like when you have, I don't know, like how Cardi B kind of came on the scene and a little bit like low-key replaced Nicki Minaj. You know, I guess there can only be one on top for Hay House, all right? But Kyle Gray kind of came in very swiftly after Doreen Virtue, so that was kind of when he was in his prime. That's when I was really buying Oracle decks, so I have a couple of his decks. I have some tarot decks of his too that you'll see in the next video. I really like Kyle Gray's work. My best friend really likes Kyle Gray. I think she's seen Kyle Gray in person like twice. And she's got a little tea about that, so I won't tell because it's kind of scandalous. Not in a weird way for her, but just because of what she observed. Just the change that fame brings to people. You know, they're humble at first and then they change later. She's seen that. So she's kind of like iffy about him a little bit now, but she does like his decks. He makes awesome decks. He just does, you know? So, and we have seen this quite a few times on the channel. Quite a few times. I love this deck. I can't pronounce all the damn names. Maybe if I did some fucking research and I read the damn guidebooks, I could pronounce this shit. But that's not the type of person I am. That's not the type of reader I am. I don't look for the directions when I'm trying to put, like, I don't know, a table together. I need to be able to wing things in life. Okay? I'm not gonna look for the directions. If I have to read fucking 30 something directions, I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it. It stresses me out instantly. Okay? So I wing it, and that's how I've gotten through life, basically, is by winging shit. And it's worked out pretty well so far. But yeah, I just love this deck. It's got all different faiths, all different kinds of religion, different backgrounds. You know, it's just awesome. It is an awesome deck. Okay? Like all different kinds of light workers from all around the world. Well known, not so well known. Oh, one of my favorite decks, like in the whole world. Another one of my favorite decks in the whole world is the Moonology Oracle deck by Yasmin Boland. Love this deck. You guys, let the moon be your guide. You guys have seen this deck quite a few times. Used to see it a lot more than you see it now. Like this used to be on the channel every day. I would use this deck, but it's just not something I use very often anymore. Love the artwork. And this is a deck that I added to the artwork. Didn't have all this white stuff and these dots and stuff and all this speckles, extra dots. The circle around the moon wasn't there. Okay. Obviously added that. I don't know. I like to decorate. Uh-oh, we have decks that are about to fall, people. Please don't fall. I just like to decorate my decks sometimes. Okay? I don't know. That's just me. But yes, I love the artwork on this deck. So pretty. Look at that. Ugh. Like in person, this deck is unbeatable. Just for the aesthetic. You know, but great messages, all the different moon phases. Okay, new moon in Zodiac, full moon in Zodiac, just all the phases of the moon. Awesome deck. I would highly recommend for damn near any tarot reader. Okay, so we have the Soul's Journey lesson cards. This is a favorite. This is a very healing deck. This is by James Van Praagh, and this is a deck that you guys have definitely seen on this channel quite a few times. I love this, especially when I want to dig deep and I want to like poke at the trauma that needs healing. This is a great deck to use. Okay. This is a great deck for people who like to do like emotional healing, mental healing, stuff like that in their readings. Amazing deck. And you guys have seen this quite a few times. Okay. We know this deck simply by, I think it's this card. Yeah, forgiveness. Because that card loves to come out for Geminis for whatever reason. But amazing deck. One of my favorites for sure. But it's you know, you have to unlock this power a certain time. A certain vibe, certain reading. This is not just a every damn reading that I do, because it gets deep, you know. Sometimes it can be heavy because it gets so deep. So we have, oh man, Radley Valentine, the Angel Answers. This is a OG deck. Okay, a lot of readers from that have been doing this, have been in this tarot game for a while, have this deck. Okay, this deck's been out for a very long time. This is like right around, I think, Doreen Virtue. This is how old this deck is. And amazing deck. My best friend got me this deck for Christmas or my birthday or something. Awesome guidebook that I've never looked at. But this is a great deck for timing, because it has like within the next few weeks, like within 3 months, it has perfect timing, has yes, no, it has a year from now in here, okay, within the next few months, unlikely, there's something better. Just great deck. Big happy changes, success, wait, compromise. You know, it's just an amazing deck. It's great. I think that maybe not every reader, if you want it, get it. But I think that if it's something that you've been wanting to get and you've been kind of like, will I like that? Yes. That deck will give you clarity for your readings for sure. So we have Animal Spirit. Okay. Another animal card, or an animal deck. No guidebook. I actually got this off of Shein. I think I did. I think I got this off of Shein and I was shocked at the quality of it. I think this might be the actual deck and not a dupe. That does happen. Sometimes on Shein you can get the actual deck. I think this was one of those cases. Love this artwork. Beautiful. Just when you have so many animal decks, and like we've already discussed a million times, if I'm gonna pull an animal deck, it's probably gonna be that one, you know, or the other one that I had shown you. So, you know, but this one has a lot of animals that we don't actually see in the 2 decks that I showed you. So maybe I should pull from this more often, like sheep, innocence. You are encouraged to reconnect with your inner child in order to become more spontaneous and playful and consider what life has to offer with a greater sense of wonder. Take some time this week to get in touch with your innocence and vulnerability in you. Like, you know, like it's got a lot. It says a lot. And maybe that's why I'm not really drawn to this. Because if we start talking too much, yapping too much, like I already yap enough, okay? So if the deck starts yapping too much, it's kind of like, but ladybug, spider, bee, deer, ant, raven, badger, dolphin, dragonfly, cougar, bobcat, a bat, a lion, wait, lion again, okay, kangaroo, rabbit, turtle, hummingbird, panther, owl, dragon, buffalo, hedgehog, a frog, a beaver. It's got so many animals, y'all. Blue jay. I don't really normally see blue jay for intuition, but okay. Panda, turkey, fox, elephant, zebra. It does. It has a lot of animals in it. And I love the packaging. It's just stellar. I love that color scheme. Okay. We're getting there, guys. I promise. You're like, you keep saying that. It's like when you're on a road trip and like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Okay. The Prism Oracle deck. If you're into color decks, I suggest this deck. Love this deck. I like my Color Mage better, but I do like this deck. I bought this outright when I saw it because I knew I was going to love it. Neato guidebook. Seen this quite a few times on the channel. Frustration, disruption, caution, okay, determination, comfort, hunger, isolation, balance, magic, love. It's a great deck. It's amazing. Is it as in depth as the Color Mage? No, because that fucking deck has damn near every color you can think of. This has a lot of colors, don't get me wrong, but it's just, you know, I don't know. The thing I do like about this deck is that it does have slight illustration, very light illustration, and so I can see, like, you know, frustration. Yeah, you would be frustrated if you're trying to get a square through a hole, right? So I don't know. I do like this deck though, and I will reach for it every once in a while just for the hell of it, you know. Holy shit, we're over an hour. Well, I knew this was gonna happen, guys. I told you this is gonna be the longest one. I don't expect my tarot one to be this long, but I have a lot of oracle decks. I'm tired too. Shit, this is a fucking full-time job doing this, and I gotta put all this back when I'm done. Anyways, Everyday Witch Oracle by Deborah Blake. I love this deck. Not as much as I love her tarot deck. Obviously, we know that. We know that's like my favorite tarot deck. But the Oracle deck is pretty top-notch. Okay? I love her illustrations. I love how she does her art. Affirmations for positive change. It's just amazing. I suggest this for most readers, if not all, to get this deck. It's amazing. The illustrations give you so much to work with. It's got great meanings. I really like that. Really love this deck. Big fan. You guys see it a lot. Whew. Energy Oracle deck. Okay? By Sandra Ann Taylor. This is another deck that a lot of readers use. I don't necessarily feel very drawn to this deck, which is why we never see it. We used to see it a lot more. I don't know. I just don't feel drawn to it. I don't know why, but I just don't, you know, but it is a decent deck. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't, you know. I got it when I was, again, going through that craze of let's buy every Oracle deck we can find because we don't know what we like. So Colette Baron Reed, this is the Wisdom of the Oracle. This is another deck that is very popular with readers. This deck used to be used a lot more on the channel. I found with my evolution. I don't really pull for this deck very often, but I still do like this deck. And I will pull from it from time to time. But it's not one that I'm immediately like, oh man, I want to use the Wisdom of the Oracle. You know? Breathe. Exchanging gifts, deep knowing, imagination. Yeah, If you like this deck, then you like it. Like I said, a lot of readers love that deck, so I'm not like hating or anything. It's just not for me. Okay, guys, last decks. I'm gonna bring them all over. Last ones, guys, okay? Until the tarot. Lord have mercy. Okay, so Angels, Gods, and Goddesses by Tony Carmaine Solerno is, I think, how you say that. I love this deck. This is one of my favorite decks. You guys have seen this a lot. Never touched guidebook. You guys have seen this deck a lot. I suggest anybody get this deck. It's, yeah, an amazing deck. It does have nudity though, so with YouTube you have to block it out. Just censor it and you're good to go, you know? Yes, it's a great deck. You guys are very used to seeing that one. I will often feel compelled to pull from that deck. I just feel very attracted to it. So we have the Divine Feather, one of my favorite decks. Y'all already know. You guys have seen this a lot, by Alison De Nicola. Okay. Guidebook. I love this deck because it has the feathers. And you know I love feathers, y'all. Feathers are like some of my favorite things in the world, okay? So the fact that this has the feathers and then it has the bird with a little short little, not too yappy, but just yappy enough type of meaning. Oh, this is one of my favorite decks. I love this deck, okay? Absolute favorite. And yeah, just amazing. It's a fan favorite. You guys love that deck too. So that is that deck. Let's keep it moving because I'm ready to be done with this. Holy shit. Like, I'm tired. Okay, we have the Southern Gothic Oracle. I do love this deck. I don't know why I don't pull from this deck more, because I really do like it. I got it because it's Southern and I'm Southern, and I figured we would definitely mesh well. But actually, I don't pull from this deck very often, but I do like this deck. Okay, Copperhead, one of my favorite cards. Alligator, the jar, possum, pair of shoes, cornbread, that motherfucking cornbread. Yeah, I really do like this deck. I don't know why I don't pull from it often, but that's just the way it goes. I think a lot of the decks that I say I don't pull from often, I think they get lost in the sauce. Okay, another one from the late, well, I shouldn't say late and great. That's disrespectful. He's not late. But anyways, I take that back. Stricken from the record, okay? From the great Kyle Gray, Angels and Ancestors, favorite. You guys see this deck a lot on the channel. Guidebook. Okay, I'm not gonna read that. Yeah, but you guys see this a lot. He loves, one thing I love about Kyle Gray is he likes to incorporate all kinds of different cultures, all kinds of different religions, you know? And that's one thing I love about him and his decks. Yes, you guys see this deck a lot. This is a favorite of mine. I really do like his decks. He has awesome decks. I would love to meet him one day just to say, hey, I love your decks. So, Colette Baron Reed, we have a couple decks from her. This is the Spirit Animal Oracle. This is probably my second or third. I can't decide. Second or third favorite animal deck. Just because it's thick. Look at all them cards, okay? And obviously, I'm drawn to animals. So it's, funnily enough, we ended on an animal deck because this is the last one. Pretty sure. I don't think I forgot any of them. So yeah, but you guys have seen this quite a few times. Love this deck. It's a favorite for sure. I love the illustrations. I love how clear the messages are. I feel very attracted to that, you know? Okay, guys, that is it. Now, damn it, now, I don't think I forgot anything. I'm looking because I do not want to do this shit over again. And yeah, I think that's all. If I did happen to, by some chance, forget an Oracle deck, I'll just do it at the beginning of the tarot one. But damn, an hour and 10 minutes. Yes, I have way too many Oracle decks, y'all. If y'all stayed till the very end, you guys are the real motherfucking MVPs, okay? And yeah, I will definitely see you on round 3 tarot decks. Bye.